Tonight, before we start, I just want to say congratulations to everyone, all the dancers, and all the teachers, all the studio owners that worked really hard to make today happen. Thank you guys so much. Let's get a nice virtual round of applause for everyone at home. So tonight, we're going to start off with our adjudicated awards. So here at Nuvo, we do award a bronze, a silver, a high silver, a gold, a high gold, and the very rare DJ's pick. A DJ's pick is when entry gets a near perfect score from every single judge. So I'm going to start us out tonight with entry number 98. So starting out with 98 from Carolina Collective Dance, Sammy with Bridges receives a high gold. Number 99 from Carolina Collective Dance, Brooklyn yesterday receives a high gold. Number 100 from Carolina Collective Dance, Sophia with Oops, I Did It Again receives a high gold. Number 101 from Carolina Collective Dance, Savvy with Sound of Silence receives a DJ's pick. Number 102 from Carolina Collective Dance, Lyra with Keep It Moving receives a high gold. Next up, entry number 103 from Carolina Collective Dance, Corinza with Dream receives a high gold. Number 104 from Carolina Collective Dance, Molly with Goodbye Low Brick Road receives a high gold. Number 105 from Carolina Collective Dance, Aubrey with Near Light receives a high gold. Number 106, also from Carolina Collective Dance, Courtney with Instead receives a high gold. Number 107 from Carolina Collective Dance, Kate Courage receives a high gold. Number 108 from Carolina Collective Dance, Sage with Truth Be Told with gold. Next up, 109. We're going to switch out the microphone really quick so everyone can hear. Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, cool. So we're going to pick back up. So to confirm, the last one we did was stage number 108 from Carolina Collective Dance. Truth Be Told receives a high gold. Number 109 from Heidi Knight School of Dance. Emerson with All Aboard receives a high gold. Number 110 from Heidi Knight School of Dance. Molly with You Can't Stop the Beat receives a high gold. Number 111 from Heidi Knight School of Dance. Reed with Skeletons receives a high gold. Number 112 from Heidi Knight School of Dance. Zoe with Hamilton receives a high gold. Number 113 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Alex with Took the Night receives a high gold. Number 114 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Autumn with Loyal Brave True receives a high gold. Number 115 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Dariel with Tightrope receives a high gold. Number 116 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Kayla with Weightless receives a high gold. Number 117 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Eliza with Footprints receives a high gold. Number 118 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Laura Beth with Rich Girl receives a high gold. Number 119 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Isley with Familiar receives a high gold. Number 120 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Jasmine with It's About That Walk receives a high gold. Number 121 from Heidi Knight, Savannah with The Mad Hatter receives a gold. Number 122 also from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Sophia with Wherever You Will Go receives a high gold. Next up, number 123 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Mackenzie with Madness receives a high gold. Number 125 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Brianna with Ain't No Sunshine receives a high gold. Number 125 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Caroline with Clown receives a high gold. Number 125 from 126 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Celeste with Tapestry receives a high gold. Number 127 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, McKaylee with Walk the Line receives a high gold. Number 128 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Peyton with On My Bones receives the DJ's pick. Next up, number 129 from Heidi Knight School of Dance, Sophia with Stronger receives a high gold. Number 130 from Studio Powers, Gabrielle with What's My Name receives a high gold. Number 131 from Studio Powers, Zoe with March receives a high gold. Number 132 from Studio Powers, Haley with Castle receives a gold. Number 133 from Studio Powers, Alika with Just My Luck receives a high gold. Number 134 from Studio Powers, Takara with Feeling Good receives a high gold. Number 135 from Studio Powers, Darian with Pale Yellow receives a high gold. 136 from Legacy Center for the Arts, Allie with Woodland receives a high gold. Number 137 from Legacy Center for the Arts, Grace with Won't Say I'm in Love receives a high gold. Next up, entry number 130. AC Center for the Arts. Cameron with Loveful receives a high gold. 139 from Legacy for the Arts. Delaney with Rule the World receives a DJ's pick. Number 140 from Legacy Center for the Arts. Emma with Sleeping Giant receives a high gold. Number 141 from Legacy Center for the Arts. Sophia with Through the Eyes of a Child receives a high gold. Number 142 from Legacy Center for the Arts. Kendra with Experience receives a high gold. Moving on to entry number 143 from Stars Dance Studio, Santiago with Becoming receives a high gold. 144 from Stars Dance Studio, Ellie with Fireball. Gold. Perfect, and that was a high gold, just make sure that you guys could hear. Next up, moving on to number 145. So, with Slow Motion receives a DJ's pick. Next up, number 146 from Stars Dance Michael with Rhythm receives a DJ's pick. Number 147 from Stars Tiago with A Piece of Monologue receives a DJ's pick. Number 148 from Great Gig Dance Company, Emily with Giants receives a high gold. Number 149 from Great Gig Dance Company, Daniel with Diamond in the Sun receives a high gold. Number 150 from Great Gig Dance Company, Bailey with Come Dance With Me receives a high gold. Number 151 from Great Gig Dance Company, Kaylee with Thunderstruck receives a DJ's pick. Number 152 from Atlantic Jazz Theater, Ryan with Awards Night receives a high gold. Number 153 from Atlanta Jazz Theater, Ella with Zillionaire receives a high gold. Number 155 from Atlanta Jazz Theater, Raina with Never Let Me Go receives a high gold. Number 156 from Element Huntsville, Julia with Tightrope receives a high gold. 157 from Element Huntsville, Shelly with Love Is Fire receives a high gold. Number 158 from Element Huntsville, Kana with Honest receives a high gold. Number 159 from Element Huntsville, Willa with Bigger receives a high gold. Number 160 from Element Huntsville, Pate with Dankishan receives a high gold. Number 161 from Element Huntsville, Zoe with Blame You receives a high gold. 162 from Element Huntsville, Willa with The Usual receives a high gold. 163 from Element Huntsville, Caitlin with Still receives a high gold. 164 from Element Huntsville, Sophia with The Producer receives a high gold. Number 165 from Rhythm Dance Center, Vivian with Petite Elegance receives a DJ's pick. Number 166 from Rhythm Dance Center, Sydney with Shake the Room receives a high gold. Number 167 from the Rhythm Dance Center, Catherine with This Is Not the End receives a high gold. 168 from Rhythm Dance Center, Melanie with Ruler of My Heart receives a high gold. 169 from Rhythm Dance Center, Rebecca with Underdog receives a high gold. Number 170 from Rhythm Dance Center, Ava with Silhouette receives a high gold. Number 171 from Rhythm Dance Center, Bella with You Can't Stay Away From You receives a DJ's pick. Number 172 from Rhythm Dance Center, Madeline with Fast Car receives a high gold. Moving now to entry number 173. 173 from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's Addison with Dynamite receives a high gold. Next up, number 174 from Columbia City Jazz, Ever with Longtime Traveler receives a high gold. Number 175 from Columbia City Jazz, Annie with Just Before Dawn receives a high gold. Number 176 from Columbia City Jazz, Lauren with Remember receives a high gold. Let's see, number 177 from Columbia City Jazz, Savannah with Heart-Shaped Birthmark receives a DJ's pick. Number 178 from Columbia City Jazz, Tristan with And So It Goes receives a high gold. Number 179 from Columbia City Jazz, Shaylee with Mine receives a DJ's pick. Moving on to entry number 180 from Columbia City Jazz, Jalen with Time receives a high gold. Next up, number 181 from Menor Dance Company, Sachi with Waves receives a DJ's pick. Number 182, also from Menor Dance Company, Brantley with Sun and Stars receives a high gold. 183 from Renner Dance Company, Tegan with Careless Whisper receives a high gold. 184 from Renner Dance Company, Alessandra with Morning receives a DJ's pick. 185 from Renner Dance Company, Rose with Make Someone Happy receives a high gold. 186 from Renner Dance Company, Sydney with Earthglow receives a DJ's pick. Number 187 from Renner Dance Company, Emma with Here Comes the Night receives a high gold. Number 188 from Renner Dance Company, Eva with Heaven I Know receives a DJ's pick. 189 from Renner Dance Company, Sarah with Lovely receives a high gold. 190 from Renner Dance Company, Kat with Fancy receives a high gold. 191 from Renner Dance Company, Charlie with Peace of Mind receives a high gold. 192 from Renner Dance Company, Kaylin with Hero receives a high gold. Number 193 from Renner Dance Company, Nicole with Lost on You receives a high gold. 194 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Layla with Riot Rhythm receives a high gold. 195 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Rudy with Still Don't Know My Name receives a high gold. Number 196 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Cadence with Warrior Queen receives a high gold. Number 198 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Xavier with Self Memoria receives a DJ's pick. Number 200 from Dance Makers of Atlanta, Christian with Home Sweet Home receives a high gold. Number 201 from Dothan School of Dance, Anna Kate with Unleashed receives a high gold. Number 202 from Dothan School of Dance, Amy James with Resume receives a DJ's pick. Moving on to entry number 203 from Dothan School of Dance, it's McGowan with Resurface receives a DJ's pick. Number 204 from Dothan School of Dance, Elizabeth with In a Breath receives a high gold. Number 205 from Dothan School of Dance, Wisdom with Blaze receives a high gold. Number 206 from Evoke Dance Movement, Claire with On the Massive Faith receives a high gold. Number 207 from Evoke Dance Movement, Sloan with T receives a high gold. Number 208 from Evoke Dance Movement, Emerson with Is That All There Is receives a DJ's pick. Number 209 from the Royal Dance Academy, Zing with Finding Home receives a high gold. Next up, number 210 from the Royal Dance Academy, Victoria with Infinite receives a high gold. Number 211 from the Royal Dance Academy, Jasmine with Heartburn receives a high gold. Number 212 from Danceology, Fiona with The Way You Move receives a DJ's pick. Number 213 from Rockstar Academy of Dance, Elena with Mama's Good to You receives a high gold. Number 214 from Danceology, Maddie with Vibrations receives a high gold. Number 215 from CK Danceworks, Grayson with Glass receives a high gold. Number 216 from JPJ Productions, Marin with Confident receives a high gold. Number 216A Productions, Livy with Look at Me receives a high gold. Number 217 from Intensity Dance Academy, Taylor with So Heavy receives a high gold. Number 218 from Intensity Dance Academy, Sarah with Over Soon receives a high gold. Number 220 from Southern Elite Dance Company, Sophia with In This Song receives a high gold. Number 221 from the Dance Academy, Caitlin with Recluse receives a high gold. Number 222 from the Dance Academy, Emerson with California Dreamin' receives a high gold. Number 223 from the Dance Academy of Stewart, Anna Perez with Changes Everything receives a DJ's pick. Number 224 from the Dance Academy of Stewart, Ellie with It's Okay receives a high gold. Number 225 from Virtuous Dance Center, Jacqueline with Lonely receives a high gold. Next up, number 226 from Virtuous Dance Center, Emily with Daydreamer receives a high gold. Next up, number 227 from New Cannon Dance Academy, Cassie with Hollywood receives a high gold. Number 228 from the Dance Center, Meredith with Now, which receives a DJ's pick. Number 229 from Dancetown, Bella with In the Meantime receives a DJ's pick. Number 230 from the Rock Center, Tiara with And the Things That Remain receives a DJ's pick. Number 231 from the Rock Center for Dance, Victoria with Genius receives a DJ's pick. Number 232 from Yoko's Dance and Performing Arts Academy, Braylon with We Dream of a Star receives a high gold. Number 233 from Alabama Ballet with As for the Fall receives a DJ's pick. Number 234 in Jay's Dynamic Dance Company, Cassidy with 16 Tons receives a DJ's pick. Number 235 from Evolve Dance Complex, London with Tar receives a high gold. Number 236 from Dance Conservatory of Piper with Dark Matter receives a high gold. Number 237 from Dance Conservatory of Tabria with Bad Romance receives a DJ's pick. Number 238 from Pulse Dance Center, Phoenix with The Last Rose receives a DJ's pick. Number 239 from Progressions Dance School, Brooke with The Beginning and the End receives a DJ's pick. Number 240 from Kane and Company Dance Productions, Kaylee with See Me Now receives a DJ's pick. Moving on to entry number 241 from Dancer's Corner, Peyton with Clap Your Hands receives a high gold. Number 242 from Birmingham Dance Theater, Caroline with How Rare receives a high gold. Number 243 from Millennium Dance Complex, Nashville, Layla with Tact receives a DJ's pick. Number 244 from Laura's School of Dance, Allie with Moon River receives a DJ's pick. Number 245 from New Dimensions Dance Company, Kelly with Dreamer receives a DJ's pick. Number 246 from the Space and Project Dance, Claire with Sunday Kind of Love receives a high gold. Number 247 from Make Your Move Performing Arts, Emma with Angel Sin Cielo receives a DJ's pick. Number 240 from Smart Steps, Skyla with Take It receives a high gold. Number 249 from Nashville School of Dance, Sabrina with Red Tears receives a high gold. Number 250 from Julie's School of Dance, Sarah with You Feel Like Home receives a high gold. Number 251 from Dance Expressions, Genevieve with Ghost in the Wind receives a DJ's pick. And number 252 from West Florida Dance Center, Michaela with Thistle and Weeds receives a high gold. And number 253 from Stars Elite Dance Center, Catherine with Lost receives a high gold. Ladies and gentlemen, give an at-home virtual round of applause for all of our soloists. So now we're actually going to soloists overalls, and then we'll go back and announce the group adjudicated awards. So starting us off with our starting us off with our high-scoring solos, starting us off in the mini division. Mini division starting us off in 10th place. Your 10th place overall mini solo from Evoke Dance Movement, it's Claire with On the Mass of Faith. 9th place mini solo, we have a tie. 9th place from Heidi Night School of Dance, it's Autumn with Loyal, Brave, and True. And also in 9th place in the Royal Dance Academy, it's Zingli with Finding Home. 8th place, we actually have a three-way tie, so three-way tie for 8th place. First up in 8th from Danceology, it's Maddie with Vibrations. Also in 8th from Renner Dance Company, it's Brantley with Sun and Stars. And in 8th place from Dance Makers of Atlanta, it's Rudy with Still Don't Know My Name. Moving on to 7th place overall mini solo from Renner Dance Company, it's Tegan with Careless Whisper. Your 6th place overall mini solo from Stars Dance Studio is Santiago with Becoming. Your 5th place overall mini solo, we have a tie. First up in 5th place, from Carolina Collective Dance, it's Savvy with Sound of Silence. And in 5th place from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Vivian with Petite Elegance. Moving on to 4th place. 4th place, we actually have a tie as well. First up in 4th place, from Renner Dance Company, it's Alessandra with Morning. And also your 4th place overall mini solo. Coming to you from the Rock Center for Dance, it's Tiara with And the Things That Remain. Moving on now to our top 3 mini solos. So top 3 mini solos in 3rd place. 3rd place overall mini solo. We have a tie. First up in from Renner Dance Company, it's Sachi with Waves. And also in 3rd place overall mini solo, Dance Town, it's Abella with In the Meantime. 2nd place overall mini solo, we also have a tie. First up in 2nd place from Fiona with The Way You Move. Also in 2nd place from Stars Dance Studio, it's Michael with Rhythm. And your 1st place overall mini solo comes to you from Kane & Company Dance Productions. It's Kaylee with See Me Now. Moving on now to our junior solos. Junior solos in 10th place. It's off 10th place overall junior solo from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory. It's Addison with Dynamite. Moving on to 9th place, we have a tie for 9th. First up in 9th, from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Sydney with Shake the Room. And from Stars Dance Studio, it's Ellie with Fireball. 8th place overall junior solo, we actually have a 4-way tie for 8th. So first up in 8th place, junior solo, from Yoko's Dance and Performing Arts Academy, it's Braylon with We Dream of Stars. Also in 8th from Dance Makers of Atlanta, it's Cadence with Warrior Queen. 8th place junior solo from West Florida Dance Center, it's Michaela with Thistle and Weeds. And your 8th place junior solo from Columbia City Jazz Conservatory, it's Annie with Just Before Dawn. 7th place junior solo, we have a 4-way tie for 7th. So first up in 7th, from Legacy Center for the Arts, it's Emma with Sleeping Giant. Also in 7th place from Renner Dance Company, it's Sarah with Lovely. 7th place overall junior solo from Virtuous Dance Center, it's Jacqueline with Lonely. 7th place junior solo from Renner Dance Company, it's Emma with Here Comes the Night. Moving on to 6th place, we have a tie. So 6th place junior solo from Evoke Dance Movement, it's Sloan with T. And also in 6th place from Evolve Dance Complex, it's London with Tar. Moving on now to 5th place. 5th place, we also have a tie. First up in fifth from Birmingham Dance Theater, it's Caroline with How Rare. And in fifth place overall junior solo from Element Huntsville, it's Kana with Honest. Moving on now to fourth place. Fourth place, we have a three-way tie. First up in fourth place, junior solos from Legacy Center for the Arts, it's Delaney with Rule the World. Also in fourth place from Dothan School of Dance, it's McGowan with Resurface. And in fourth place from the Rock Center for Dance, it's Victoria with Genius. Moving on now to our top three junior solos. Top three junior solos in third place from Pulse Dance Center. Give it up for Phoenix with The Last Rose. Second place, we actually have a four-way tie for second. So second place overall junior solo from Millennium Dance Complex Nashville, it's Layla with Tact. Also in second place from Evoke Dance Movement, it's Emerson with Is That All There Is. Second place from Renner Dance Company, it's Eva with Heaven I Know. And in second place from Renner Dance Company, it's Sydney with Earthglow. Your first place overall junior solo, we do have a tie. First place overall junior solo from Stars Dance Studio, it's Giselle with Slow Motion. And your first place junior overall solo from Dothan School of Dance is Emmy James with Resume. Congratulations to all of our minis and juniors. Now we're going to move on to our senior division. So seniors, starting us off in 10th place, we have a four-way tie for 10th. First up in 10th place from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Catherine with This Is Not the End. Also in 10th from JPJ Productions, it's Livy with Look at Me. 10th place senior solo from the Royal Dance Academy, it's Jasmine with Heartburn. And in 10th place from the Heidi Knight School of Dance, it's Brianna with Ain't No Sunshine. 9th place overall senior solo, we have a three-way tie. First up in 9th place from Nashville School of Dance, it's Sabrina with Red Tears. Also in 9th from Great Gig Dance Company, it's Bailey with Come Dance With Me. And in 9th place from Dothan School of Dance, it's Wisdom with Blades. Moving on to 8th place overall senior solo. In 8th place from Columbia City Jazz, it's Tristan with And So It Goes. 7th place overall senior solo, we have a tie. 7th place from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Rebecca with Underdog. And in 7th place from it is Christian with Home Sweet Home. Moving on to 6th place, we actually have a six-way tie for 6th. So 6th place from Laura School of Dance, it's Allie with Moon River. 6th place from Columbia City Jazz, it's Shaylee with Mine. 6th place from Columbia City Jazz, it is Savannah with Heart-Shaped Birthmark. Also in 6th place from the Dance Academy is Stewart, it's Anna with Changes Everything. In 6th place from Dance Conservatory of Charleston, it's Dabria with Bad Romance. And in 6th place from Make You Move Performing Arts, it's Emma with Angel Sin Cielo. Moving on now to 5th place. 5th place we have a tie. First up in 5th place overall senior solo from Heidi Knight School of Dance, it's Peyton with On My Bones. And in 5th place from Rhythm Dance Center, it's Bella with Can't Stay Away From You. Moving on to 4th place. 4th place overall senior solo, we have a tie. First up in 4th from the Dance Center, it's Meredith with Wait For Now. In 4th place from New Dimensions Dance Company, it's Kelly with Dreamer. Now we're going to move into our top 3 overall senior solos. So top 3 senior solos, starting us off with 3rd place. 3rd place we have a tie. First up in 3rd place from Great Gig Dance Company, it's Kaylee with Thunderstruck. Also in 3rd from Dance Expressions, it's Genevieve with Loose in the Wind. Moving on to 2nd place overall senior solo, we have a 4-way tie. So first up in 2nd place from Dance Makers of Atlanta, it's Xavier with Self Memoria. Also in 2nd from Alabama Ballet, it's Chloe with As For The Fall. 2nd place from Stars Dance Studio, it's Thiago with a piece of monologue. And 2nd place from D&J's Dynamic Dance Company, it's Cassidy with 16 Tons. And your first place overall senior solo from Progressions Dance School, it's Brooke with The Beginning and The End. Congratulations to all of our seniors. So now we're just going to take about a 1-minute break. We're going to switch out our